Hey guys, thanks for joining. Hi Jimmy, hi Anirudh, hi Arvind. Let's wait for a little while and then. So, you guys already know who the guest is tonight, isn't it? Hi Sudeep. So, guys, welcome to Rock and Talk episode 9. Oh, thanks, bro, thanks. View this again, nice. So, welcome back everyone to Rock and Talk episode 9. And I'm super stoked to introduce tonight's guest, Mr. Narayan Shrouthy. I know him since 2010. His active bands are Inner Sanctum and Bajaow. He's also been part of Mind Snare, Extinct Reflection, Lucid Dreams, Neolithic Silence, and few more projects. He's also played with Maiden Voyage, Antakret, and few more projects. Like he's been the co-founder of Bonded by Blood as well. It's a metal concert organizing and management team. He started playing the mandolin back in 1993 and the bass with his first band back in 1997. Well, I was still a kid and I didn't know what rock and metal is back in the days. 97, maybe I was in class 4s, maybe. So, just in a while, we'll bring in our guest. Yes, Nadu sir. Hi, Varun. So we have the guest already joined in. Yeah. So, well, with no further delay, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Mr. Narayan Shrouthy. Bro, let's go. Hi, Ishan. Hello, brother. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm just setting up. Give me a minute.
Sure, sure. Right.
Good.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, your voice is slightly less.
Oh, damn. All right, give me a second. Let me just plug this thing in. My headphones. Yeah?
Sure, sure. Not the loudspeaker though. I'll hear myself twice again. Guys,
Yeah,
anyone from the viewers can hear any of us twice? Is there any echo? Just let us know. Very much audible. Cool. Right. So,
I'm back. I'm back.
yes, there's no echo. Everything sounds good and we're ready to rock.
All right.
All right, bro. So, uh, what is that bass you're holding? Which bass is that?
This is actually not my bass. This is Ibanez bass that I'm a Preetham house. Preetham is a friend of mine that runs this music school and studio called
Right.
Nightingale's Nest.
Yes, yes.
Right, and so this is a bass that he had lying around at home. My bass is right here, but my bass is tuned to a standard D,
Okay.
and I didn't want to change things to it. So I'm using his bass. Give me a
Okay,
sec.
that's fine. Sure, sure.
All right, give me a sec while we deal with this.
Sure, sure. Hi, Heaven's Pirate. Hi, Alan. Nice to see you. Sure. Is there something? Is there a problem with the holder or something?
Yeah, so this hole is apparently made for smaller phones than mine. My phone's fat as fuck, so
Okay. Cool. All right, let's go
uh,
ahead and do a little guitar jam, and then we'll go ahead with this.
all right, sounds good.
Sure.
Eddie, where's your metal roots at, bro?
You want me to shift onto the metal gear?
Why not?
Cool. Here we go.
All right, I think your clean path sounds better.
Yeah, that was some jam. Cool, bro. Awesome. It's great to have you, bro. And
Nice to be here,
wow,
bro.
this is
How you been
amazing.
doing?
I've been doing great, and I hope everyone's good at your home. How is David? How is Mrs. Archana? How is everyone?
Everyone's doing good. Everyone's doing good. Everyone's here. So it's really fortunate that Preetham has this place that's one road away from where I live,
Right.
and we get to come here and I get to do these things because I don't have a setup at home.
Okay.
So
Got it.
I
Got it.
use
You
an
told me
amp
about this.
love
Yeah.
to jam at home, and I don't have an amp installed at home.
Oh, how do you jam at home? What do you do?
I have an amp plug, bro. I have one of those, earphone amplifiers, and that works
Yes.
just
Yes.
fine when
Yes.
I'm working stuff out and when I'm, learning parts and when I'm doing things. That works out just fine for me because
Right.
I live in an apartment. You don't want to disturb neighbors. You don't want to do any of those things. So the less gear you use, the better it is. And
Yes.
I also have my dark glass, and that has a headphone input, and that works just fine.
Right. Cool. Cool stuff. Yeah. Minimum things. Minimum things around. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Bro, all right. Let's go back and let's hear what's your story, and could you take us back and share a little about your story and how did all this began for you?
Well, uh, if it's about how I got into listening to music, my dad used to have tapes of everything from Michael Jackson to Bonnie M and Mohammed Rafi and everything else that's in between,
Right.
right? So and that's what I used to listen to when I was a kid. And when I was in third grade, a cousin of mine gave me a tape that had songs by bands like Iron Maiden and Wasp and Alcatraz and April Wine and Scorpions and all of these
Right.
bands and this new sound that I'd never heard before. And I was like, whoa, this sounds awesome. And since then, I remember I bought my first Iron Maiden tape, and I think it was somewhere in time. I bought that because the artwork looked cool, and because I'd listened to Can I Play with Mantis on that tape that my cousin gave me, right? And that's
Cool.
how I started listening to heavy music and all those things. I used to play the mandolin when I was in high school. I taught myself to
Right.
play the
Yes.
mandolin when I was in high school, and we used to play tunes and stuff like that. And then once I went back to Muscat, there was this friend of mine who came up to me and said, "Hey, I'm putting together this band. Would you like to play the bass?" And I
Yes.
was like, "Yeah, okay, so let's try and play the bass." And so the guy who was playing drums for the band I was auditioning for, his dad had a band, and his dad's bass player had this four-string headless Honor, right? German
Oh.
bass. It was really sexy. And that was the first bass I got to play, and I was like, whoa. And he was like, this string is E, this string is A, this string is D, this string is G, and let's see what kind of noises you can make with it. And that's how I started playing bass. And so that first band I played with, we used to play reggae, we used to play a lot of classic rock and roll, Elvis and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun,
Right.
and I learned a lot playing with these guys. And that's how it started.
Cool stuff. So you're saying that your dad already had a couple of collections back in this would be back in the 80s, right? 70s or
Uh,
80s.
so yeah, so the thing is, my dad was introduced to the music that he was introduced to because that he used to listen to because both his elder brothers were in the merchant navy and all of that as well, right? So they used to
Right.
bring back
Right.
music from
Oh.
wherever they used to travel tours and stuff like that.
Okay.
So my dad used to listen to practically everything under the sun. There was classical music playing at home. There was, like I said, ABBA. There was Bonnie M. There was Kraftwerk, and there was Michael Jackson and Madonna and Rick Astley and all of these pop
Yes.
greats that were that were really big in the 80s.
Right.
And then suddenly around 1988, 89, there was Iron Maiden in the house, and it was a good thing.
Cool. Cool stuff. And then it shifted on to mandolin when you were in high school back in 1993. And so so the mandolin thing went on for a while, and then you got into
Oh man,
bass.
hold on, I need
Well, I all right, guys, let's wait for a little while till we adjust that particular stand again.
give me a minute, Eddie.
Sure.
The stand
There must
is
be some. Yeah, the stand is screwed. Cool, no problem. We can fix. We can fix that anyways. Hi, Premik. Hi, Mr. Hendrickson.
all right. Hold on, I'm gonna try and do this a little differently. Give me a minute.
Sure, 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 sure. Hey,
Okay, I'm
Christy.
turning my chair around and putting this. Right. So is this
We
better?
have our friend saying, yeah, we have our friend saying, I love it when this happens, it seems.
Man, you don't want to be where I am. Cheers.
Hi,
Happy
Deepak. Hi,
Sunday night
Nirosha.
to all of you.
Cheers. Happy weekend. Yes. Cool stuff. So, so tell us about how did you shift from mandolin and you got into bass back in 1997 when you got into your first band? Yeah, we are back again. So we are back again.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. Are we
yeah.
back again? Yes, we are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I was saying, so how did it shift from mandolin to
Mandolin to the bass.
yeah to the bass in 1997? How did you get into metal project Mind Snare? Tell us about that,
Oh,
please.
no, Mindsnare was a lot later. Mindsnare was, I think, in 2002 that I joined Mindsnare.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um, yeah, 98 is when I came back to Bangalore. And
Right,
the first band I played with was a band called Rust.
Rust. That was in
Yeah, and Rust,
1997,
yeah, 98, 98. And
98. Okay.
yeah, and Rust played classic rock.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
and yeah, we used to do a lot of Deep Purple and Pink Floyd and Dio and a little bit of Rush and things like that.
Right.
And then I started working. I started this band called Clockwork Orange with Bobby. You know, Bobby makes guitars now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bobby Guitar Man. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So Bobby, me, another guitar player called Nathaniel Phillip, and this girl called Samira, who's by far one of the most beautiful vocalists I've ever, had the pleasure of jamming with. We started a band called
Wow.
Clockwork Orange around 2000, and we used to play Rush and Ozzy. Like Ozzy, we used to play Perry Mason. I haven't really been playing Perry Mason in forever, right? So we used to play Perry Mason and stuff like that. And we even recorded like a 3-song demo back then. And that was when I was with Clockwork Orange, Yasmin started playing with Clockwork Orange. She was already with Mindsnare. When
Right.
she started playing with Clockwork Orange, and after that, somewhere along the way, she asked me to join Mindsnare, and I was like, fuck yeah, because by then I'd watched
Yeah.
bands like Ethos and Trinity and all those bands. And when I watched Trinity live for the first time, I was like, man, I want to be like Siddharth Naidu. I want to be playing bass for really, really heavy music.
Right.
Right? So when
Wow.
Mindsnare asked me
Cool.
to join, I jumped at it. And that's how that happened.
Oh, wow. That's cool. And cool. Let's talk about a little more of your projects. I mean, you're involved in so many projects, and how have you been managing all these projects all these years?
Bro, I need you to say that again. I mean, there's something screwed up
Yeah.
with
So
me.
I was saying, tell us about the number of projects you are involved in, and how have you been managing all these projects throughout all these years?
Bro, it's never been a problem playing with multiple projects because
Okay.
it's very, very rarely that you have clashes happening, and clashes of interest. And all of the projects that I play with, they all play different kinds of metal. Even though it's more,
Right.
basically still metal, they all play different
Yes.
styles of metal. So we're not stepping on each other's toes. We're not, making things uncomfortable to each other. And it's never been a problem. It's always worked out for me. And I've always believed that as long as I manage to make the time to, get the jams and I make it to practices, I make it to shows. It doesn't matter how many bands I play with.
Right. There we go. Cool stuff. Okay. One fun question. Could you name us a couple of your favorite albums and a couple of your favorite artists?
Oh man, there's so many bands and so many albums that I love from the bottom of my heart. I mean, that's symbolic for sure. All right, and Slayer's Raining Blood and Soundgarden,
Yeah.
Sepultura's Beneath the Remains, uh, Cynic's Focus,
Right.
Covard's Defiant Imagination, Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, and Power Slave.
Mm-hmm.
Judas Priest, Point of Entry, Defenders of the Faith, Stained Glass. I mean, Judas Priest is like a whole list of albums that I love. I there's so many bands and so many albums that I love to go back and listen to. Rainbow's Stranger in His All,
Rainbow, yes.
Holy Diver, Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. There's like a whole lot of albums that I just love listening to again and again.
Right, right. Wow. Yeah, I mean the list just goes on and on, like, isn't it? Cool. All right, let's talk about your sound and gear. And I mean, from the very beginning, what kind of bass you were using, and what are you using right now, and what's down there on the floor?
I was very lucky because I was in Muscat when I started playing bass, right? So I had Fender Jazz made in Mexico, which is
Oh,
something a lot of bass players would, you know, love to play on. And that's what I used
right.
to do my career with Mindsnare.
Okay.
And but then I took a break for 2 years after I left Mindsnare. And during that period of time, that bass wasn't used, and the neck ended up looking like a fruit bowl, right? And so when I joined X6 Reflections after that, I used to use Jason, our keyboard player, had an Ibanez at home, right? And it was a four-string Ibanez, and I started playing that. And I loved how the neck felt, and I've been playing Ibanez ever since. Right,
Right.
so right now I have an Ibanez SR 1200, which is a beautiful bass, and
Yes.
I have an SR 305, which is also a beautiful bass. And a couple of years ago, I was lucky enough to get my hands on the Darkness Ultra V2, which is a beast of a pedal. So
Yes.
I don't use amps on stage anymore. If there's an amp on stage, I'm using it only to monitor myself on stage. That signal does not even go to the plugin. And that's pretty much how it works for me.
Cool. We have a couple of questions from our viewers here. Wait, I'll just read that out to you. Adam Hendrickson was like, Judas Priest or Maiden?
Oh man, that's not a fair question. I don't think that's a fair
Yeah.
question. Bruce Priest or Maiden.
I,
But if I had to choose, I'd choose Iron Maiden, man.
cool.
As much as I love Priest, I choose Iron
Priest,
Maiden.
of course. Yes. All right. We have one more question from Adam Hendrickson itself. What would be a Maiden and Priest joint tour be like?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What would be a Maiden and Priest joint tour be like?
A
A
Maiden
joint
Priest
tour.
joint tune.
Yes.
There's a song from this album called Resurrection that Rob Halford released, right? The song is called The One You Love to Hate, and it features both Rob Halford and Bruce Dickinson on vocals. So that's what, a joint tune of Iron Maiden Priest is from.
Right.
Actually, there's a live version on YouTube that features uh, Jeff Tate from Queensryche, Rob Halford, and Bruce Dickinson doing that song live. And ooh,
Wow.
man, that's goosebumps. I love Queensryche.
Wow. Oh man. Okay, cool, man. I have to check that out, man. I'll have to. Cool. We have another question from the same person, Mr. Adam Hendrickson. Who is your favorite bass player?
Oh, there's too many. I mean, there's Steve Harris. You can't deny the genius of Steve Harris when it comes to classical
Right.
guitar. There's Geezer
Right.
Butler, right? There's Tim Comerford from Rage Against the Machine. And there's people like, Steve DiGiorgio and Billy Sheehan playing stuff that I can't even smell in a million years. But, there's a lot of bass players, Roger Glow from Deep Purple, right? John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. There's a lot of bass players that have laid, you know, the foundation stones for what bass playing for heavy music ought to be. I worship a lot of bass players.
Wow. Cool. There you go. All the answers to Mr. Hendrickson right there. Right. Let's talk about any new bands you've been listening to lately these days, especially on the lockdown period.
Oh man, so here's the thing. I haven't really been listening to too much new music, right? Because this lockdown period hasn't been, it hasn't been very easy for a lot of us mentally or financially and a
Yes.
lot of these things, right? I spent some time listening to Ghost, and I thought it was very poppy metal and it was very catchy and it was interesting. All right, but then I got bored of that after some time, and since then I went in. I've been listening to a lot of older music that I hadn't listened to in a long time, like Soundgarden's Bad Motor Finger. Right.
Wow.
Uh, I went back and revisited The Gathering by Testament, which is probably my favorite Testament album, even though it doesn't feature a lot of people that are, you know, what Testament is about.
Right.
And yeah, so I've been basically listening to a lot of music that I like listening to that I haven't listened to in a long time. Like I went on Spotify and I got on to a demo list, and it's just like, you know 2 hours of non-stop Dio playing, and that just makes me feel good. You have Lock Up to Fools. You have all of these songs that you don't really get to listen to every day if you're not paying, you're not bothering to go and listen to the album.
Right. Wow. Cool. Yeah. Even I've been listening to some old stuff from the '70s these days. Just digging into certain new stuffs.
Oh man, no. So here's the thing. Among the newer bands that I've been listening to, right? There's this one death metal band called Discarnate that my
What is it?
bandmate Discarnate,
It's Garnet. Okay.
right? That my bandmates from Inner Sanctum got me to listen to, and it blew my mind. And then I went and listened to the new Vader album, which I thought was really really cool. The short songs, really really heavy, really really fast, really catchy, trashy songs. And I really
Right.
like that album as well. And I gave Sepulchre's Quadro a listen. So I've been trying to listen to as much new music as I can, but I find myself going back to the classics a lot more.
Right. Cool. So, to all the viewers, I would like to tell you a story. This is back in 2010 when Extend Reflection had opened up for Lamb of God, Summer Storm. I guess that was back in 2010, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing that was 2000, but yeah,
2010.
must have
Yeah,
been
I think
2010.
after, yeah, a couple of weeks after that, there was this talent hunt thing, and I had come to audition for that, and that's when I first met Narayan bro.
I remember that scam.
Yeah, so back in those times, it was all empty. The hall was empty. I came in. I got myself. I'd come with an acoustic guitar. I played something, and then it got recorded, and then
You
I
played
mean
you played
somehow.
that you played the tapping acoustic guitar thing, right?
Yeah. Andy Mackey drifting. Yeah, drifting. Yes.
Drifting. You played drifting, correct?
Yeah, drifting. And I recognized you because I recognized you from Mindsnap back in the time. I didn't know you were in Extended Reflection because I missed that particular gig. Then later we sat down and talked about a lot of things and spent a lot of time later on outside. That was cool.
I remember meeting you then, but
Yes.
meeting you in Nikhil's house and spending time with you there is actually
Yes.
what I like to remember a lot more because it introduced me to your guitar playing and what an amazing guitar player you are.
Thank you so much. This was in HSR when we used to go to Nikhil's
Yeah, the SSR
obsession
house.
house. Whatever we whatever we did, we used to get obsessed with those things. Right, be it painting or Rubik's Cube or anything like that. Cool stuff.
Correct.
All right. Cool. How do you see the music scene through your eyes right now, especially when it
Um,
comes to metal
I mean,
in
right
India?
now there isn't a music scene. I mean, who are we kidding? There's nothing happening. Uh,
Right.
if bands can somehow manage to put out content online and release new music, they have some way of staying relevant, right? They have some way of being being able to connect with their listeners and their fans. I mean, fans is a very fancy word, but yeah, whatever. People who like to follow bands, the only way you get to connect with them if you have content that you can put out, and if you have any way to be able to connect with them online, because there's no gigs happening, none of that happening right now. So until
Right.
there's an affordable vaccine or this entire COVID situation dies down, there isn't much of a scene to talk about.
Right. Exactly. Right. Let's go back into 2016, and could you tell us how did Bonded by Blood happen?
Say it again. I mean, either your
Right. Let's go
internet or
back.
my internet is free.
Right. So let's go back to 2016 and talk about how did Bonded by Blood happen.
Bro, hold on. I lost you again.
Right. Okay. Um. Okay. Just a moment. Well, I can see a circle going on.
Oh, 2016, say it again.
Yes. Yes. I was. Just a moment, bro. I think it's fine now. Yeah. So we are back. So I was saying let's go back to
Give me
2016
a
and
second. Give me a second. Okay. Now say it again. 2016.
yeah, sure. Yeah, 2016. Let's talk about Bonded by Blood. How did that happen?
How did what happen again?
How did how did Bonded by Blood happen?
Oh man.
Bonded by Blood.
All right. So what happened was Siddharth Naidu, me, Premik, Giant, and a bunch of people from the local Bangalore scene, right? People from bands like Bhumi, Gin and Miskatonic, Live Band, a lot of these bands. We decided to put our money where our mouth is and start doing gigs using our own money, right? And Poncho from Prime
Right.
Audio was like, I'll support you guys, I'll give you guys sound, and we try and make this happen, right? And we started doing something called Twisted Metal, right? Which was like an annual thing that we
Yes.
did at Pebbles, and we'd have metal bands, come and play, and every single penny that was made off of it went back to the bands, right? And
Right.
because that
Right.
was working, we went and it was mainly Giants that we went and spoke to people, at places like
Okay.
Indigo and Blue Frog and these places, and said, listen, give us dates, right? And we host metal bands. And so what we started doing is once a month, we host key metal bands and sell tickets. And
Yes.
10% of what was made from the tickets, we took and we paid to the person that made our artwork, which was Preran. So Preran took 10% for making the artwork for the gig. And 90% that came
Yes.
from the gig was distributed amongst the bands that played. Right?
Beautiful.
And this is
Right.
something that we
Yes.
used to do just as a means to have gigs going on and to give bands a platform when there weren't a lot of platforms around back then. Right? So,
Right.
and that's what Bonded by Blood was about. It was about building a community.
Yes. It was
I
great
remember
because
because
we
I
have been.
remember the first gig you guys played as well.
Yes. I.
I didn't
I mean, sorry. Yeah, we opened up and I think we had Lucid Dreams or Neolithic Silence were headlining. Neolithic Silence. Yeah, I guess that was Metal for Lulu.
Yeah, Metal for Lulu was the first Bonded by Blood gig, and that was something that we did because our drummer Yadu, right? Lulu was a
Yes.
friend of his, who was bedridden, and I think he had multiple sclerosis, and he needed help with money for medication and to basically keep things going. And we did raise quite a bit of money from that one gig. Although I think
Yes.
eventually Lulu did, lose the battle against Tempest. But we did what we could, and that started the entire Bonded by Blood thing.
Yes. Yes. To me, it was personally, we've been a big part of Bonded by Blood. Gottmik has played so many shows. I think we played around like 6 to 7 editions, and it was great. I mean, it changed a lot of things for us. Um, and I saw so many local bands that turned up and got on the stage and really fired up those nights. From bands like Piston, Chaos, Inner Sanctum, of course, uh, Eccentric Pendulum, and so many other bands. So many other bands. It was great. It was great. And then and then all of a sudden, as you know, a lot of venues closed up and things started changing. And yeah, anyways, right. Let's go back and talk about how do you write your compositions. And for example, you are into so many different kind of projects, and how do you write different kind of how do you do different kind of compositions, certain kind of bands, and what's going on in your head when you write those bass lines for them?
Man, so it works differently with different bands. Like with Inner Sanctum, which is probably the only band that's among all my projects that's active right now. Chintan writes most of the lyrics, right? And Inner Sanctum is a band that has two guitar players. So the last thing you need is a bass player who's trying to show off, right? So my job is basically to keep the bottom end and try and not make too much noise. And Chintan writes some really fast lyrics, by the way, writing those lyrics. So my
Right.
job is to basically make sure that I'm not getting in the way of those riffs, but I also try and make sure that as a bass player, one of the main things I like to do is to connect with the drummer and especially try and lock in with the bass drum and what the bass
Right.
drum is doing. Because when you produce a song and you're listening to the song, it sounds really, really good. It sounds big and powerful when your bass guitar and your bass guitar kind of click with each other. So I'm not trying to be a melodic instrument. I'm trying to be more of a part of the rhythm section as it is.
Right. Okay. Great. Could you just play us a couple of your favorite written bass lines, maybe from your projects, please?
Oh man, okay, so Inner Sanctum has a lot of nice stuff. Here's one of my favorites, right?
Right.
The music is okay.
Cool. Cool stuff. Right. We have our
Also,
friends saying.
yeah,
Yeah, you were saying something.
no, what were you saying?
Okay. Yeah, we have a friend Pradeep saying, Eddie, I can hear Nadu's voice echoing a lot. Okay. Uh,
No, that's because I had to change the position of the phone and I can't do headphones anymore.
okay. I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
to the viewers, is the echo too much? Yeah, Piston 2 back in the times, yes. Right, we have a question from Nagraj saying, just a moment, bro. Whenever a band writes a song, do they know it will be tough to cover?
say it again for me, please.
Right, so it says, whenever a band writes a song, do they know it will be tough to cover?
Oh man, again, your voice
Right,
is
it says,
breaking.
okay, whenever, all right, just a moment. Whenever a band writes a song, do they know it will be tough to cover?
I don't think bands write songs thinking about how people are going to cover them, man.
Exactly.
Honestly. So Is that Ashok Nagraj?
Yes, we have
Bro,
Nagraj
at the end of the day,
9620.
people write songs that makes them feel good. Nobody is thinking about are people going to cover this song and things like that. I don't, and I'm talking about big bands. At the end of the day, I think they're writing music that makes them happy and music that the record labels tell them can sell. Right? I don't think they're thinking about bank account content and stuff like that. I mean,
Cool.
okay, let me put things in perspective. How many of us have
Yes.
bothered learning any song from Hardwire? Nobody,
How
right?
many?
How many of us have learned any song from Metallica's Hardwire Self-Destruct album?
Right. Exactly.
Nobody, right? So nobody gives a shit
Almost,
about
yes.
covering songs and stuff like that. At the end of the day, bands like bands like songs that makes them feel good, I think. And bands that the record labels tell them they are sellable.
Right. Cool. We have another question from this one is a pretty interesting one, by the way. It's by Surajit Swaminathan. When are we drinking together again?
Yeah, so Surajit Swaminathan is in the next room, and
Oh,
his phone shall get the music you
cool. So we
like.
have
I'm
another
drinking
question
the
from,
Surajit now.
yeah, there we go. Right here, right now. Cool. Right, we have another question. It says, can you please tell the story of how you met Harris? I love that story.
Okay, so the first time I and came down to Bangalore, right? One day after the show, my friends and I were drinking at this bar called Fuel in Kormangla that played a lot of extreme metal back in the day.
Hmm.
And a friend of mine called Chinmay, she's now in the US. Chinmay called me and said, Steve Harris is at the bar at the Uber. Would you
Oh,
like to come down? Right? So a bunch of us, and I had my bullet back then, we rode like maniacs from Kurmangla to the Oberoi. And I entered the Oberoi wearing, I was actually wearing, like shorts, a banyan and slipper. Right?
cool. Pretty metal though.
And we walked in, and there was Steve Harris, his daughter, and Richie Faulkner, who's now in Judas Priest, sitting at the bar. And I think his daughter turned around and saw us, and then she whispered to his ear, and there's security around. And we were standing around wondering how to go approach him. And Steve Harris just picked up his drink and came up to us, and he was like, "Did you come here to drink?"
Wow.
And I was like, what do you think?
Yeah, that's so cool, actually. Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow. I
that's how
mean,
I met Steve Harris.
right. To how many people would that happen, right?
Man, I mean, meeting Steve Harris is one of the biggest things. That's it. I mean, I count myself as having achieved something in life because I got to meet Steve.
Of course, of course. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Right. Let's talk about some of your favorite tours and gigs you have been involved in.
My favorite gigs.
Your favorite tour, some of your favorite tours and gigs you have been involved in.
Well, there's quite a few. I wouldn't say anything I've done qualifies as a tour. All right, hold on one second, please. Yeah? There's something very important I need to do. Surajit, get me a drink.
Yes.
Let's meet up. All right, while we're at it,
Right. Pritam, come say hi.
Pritam, say hi. Hello.
Hey, what's up,
Pritam's our host.
Pritam?
Say, Nightingale Nest is where you want to go, but you need to learn music. All right?
Yeah, Pritam is
That
the,
being said,
yes.
I wouldn't call anything I've done so far a tour.
Right.
Right? I don't think playing cricket over a weekend qualifies as a fucking tour. No, that's bullshit. Okay, but memorable gigs.
Yes.
Memorable gigs I have quite a lot. There's uh, there's opening for Metallica, obviously.
Wow.
The first international band I ever opened for was with Extinct Collections, and that was Satyricon. And that was a
Wow.
mad gig. And Extinct Collections is the band that I was playing with. But what a mad fucking gig that was. There's that, there's the Lamb of God gig, there's the Metallica gig.
Wow.
Uh,
Cool.
there's playing Ilfar for the first time with Inner Sanctum. And that was
Right.
my first time in the Northeast, right? And people broke the barricade and stormed the stage. It
Damn.
was by far the most insane experience I have ever had.
Right.
And my drink is here.
Cool.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. So, by the way, guys, Pritham is the sound engineer who was working on Gottmik's album, but due to pandemic, we had to take a pause. So that's the story. Right. I saw you open for Vader as well. I was in the first row.
Yeah, that
It
happened
was
at
cool.
BOA. That happened at BOA. I
Yeah,
mean, every
that was cool.
BOA gig is insane, man.
Insane.
What can you say?
Yes, it is.
There's bands that you've only, seen online and seen videos of and bought CDs of, and suddenly you get to see these guys in the flesh. I lost it when I saw Creator. I
Right.
absolutely lost it when I saw Ice Dirt. Ice Dirt for me is
Yes.
that's one of my favorite BOA experiences. And watching Ice Dirt, it was
Wow.
mad. And so, I mean, BOA is doing something that because big things happen for a lot of us who wouldn't have gone to see a lot of these acts otherwise.
Wow. So many cool stories to come out, but we have less time. So let's jam a little bit, and maybe we'll see how it goes, and then in the end we'll talk a little more, and then all right,
Sure,
let's go ahead
man.
and jam a little bit. Cool.
Again.
Yeah, are we stuck again? We good to go?
I can see you again now.
Right, cool. Let's go.
All right, buddy. Let's do this.
Yes.
Okay, I hate to do this. You want to take it on?
Did you just play something like?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's see.
I'm just going to sit here and smile. I love watching guitar players play holy words.
Of course, yeah. That's one of those so much guitar-oriented song. That's like,
No, but that's the thing. Because of this entire Instagram, internet situation, I can't hear you. And it's difficult to catch on, but it was fun.
yeah, I cannot. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it was not 100% audible to everyone, but I mean, people who know holy wars, they can figure this out. Anyways, pretty cool. Holy wars now. Nine looks like okay. There's we have another comment by Mr. Hendrickson saying Narayan looks like Tom Araya. There we go.
Oh no, I look like Tom Araya. Tom Araya ate the whole of Slayer and was around 1 foot fucking shorter.
Cool. Right. So I'm going to give you a little time to take a look into the comments down there because these comments won't be there in the IGTV, and you'll find some cool comments right there.
What about the Holy
What
War
about
solo?
well,
That's for Eddie to play, bro.
well, I'm still learning that, brother.
Also, I have a question for you.
Yes.
When is Gothamic's album coming out?
Yes. So Pritham is right there.
No, he's not
This
here.
is
He's not in the room.
okay. Cool. All right. So Gothamic album might be out by 2020 and 2021 for sure. Because due to the pandemic scenes, we are not visiting the studio because some of
Absolutely,
the
that makes
members are
sense.
out of
That makes sense.
some of the members are out of town. They are not in the state, and some of the members are not allowed to go out of their houses and all those kind of things. So we are taking a lot of precaution to be safe and put out the album really soon. Let's see. Can't wait. Actually, it was all going so good, and I recorded my guitar parts, and
I
we
remember
we
seeing you
wanted to.
doing that.
Yeah. I remember you coming in for one of those songs called Black Devil. It was pretty cool. We had a good time recording one of the song together, like sitting together, and I was working on those. And we wanted to do drums next, or maybe the guitars next, but due to the pandemic, we thought maybe we can just put a pause.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
So
sense.
yes, right. So
Well, I wish Cosmic all the best because live, you guys were one of those thrash bands that I really enjoyed watching live. There was you guys, there was Piston, the next
yes,
generation of thrash, and it was a lot of fun to watch you guys play live.
wow, thank you so much. Wow, cool. Right, brother. It was amazing having you. Such an honor to have you, actually. And I
Pleasure's
had
all
to.
mine,
I
bro.
thank you so much. I had to put you in because we know each other since a decade, and I mean I cannot believe I came down for an audition and then we started, sharing stage, and then we did a Metallica gig together back in
That was fun. That was
2019.
fun.
That was fun as well. Yes, it was. We had Chaos, guitarist Nikhil, Shashank, um, Jared, Sandy, Alan on bass, and you as well on the bass for certain songs. It was crazy. We kicked some ass, and those jamming were pretty killer actually. We really messed out the jamming scenes if you remember.
I remember my wife had an accident as well during those jams.
Oh yes,
But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, this happened in fandom, and it was all packed. Pretty good actually. Wow.
Cheers,
Cool.
Eddie.
It was nice talking to you, brother, after a long time, face to face for an hour. How long? I mean, it just the time just flies off. I didn't even realize it's just gone. It was amazing to have you. Thanks for saying yes to join in here, and thanks to all
Pleasure's
the
all mine,
viewers.
bro.
Thank you so much. Thanks to all the viewers who joined in tonight for the beautiful comments and all those beautiful lines right there, and awesome questions. And I'll let you know who the next guest is. Stay tuned to Rock and Talk episode 10. This was episode 9. Thank you so much. Brother, you have
Cheers,
any
Eddie.
last
Have a
words?
good one. Stay safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, stay safe, everyone. Good night to everyone, and good night to you, brother.
Cheers.
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 Cheers. Cheers to all. Cheers to all. Pritam's house, everyone right there. Moto,
And
Pritam.
also remember,
See you guys
Nightingale's Nest
soon.
if you want to learn music. Thanks
Nightingale's
for
Nest if you want to
joining.
learn.
I'll see you in.
Nightingale's
Have a
Nest if
good
you
one.
want to learn music. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Have a nice time, sir. Bye.